107.5 WGCI, the Shaw's #1 for hip hop and R&B. Chicago is Zach Boog, and I've got a special guest on the line, my man, Jason Nemes. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, man. How are you doing, Zach? How are you?
I'm good, man. For those who don't know, Jason does a lot out here, man. Jason
Yes,
is
sir.
a health and wellness entrepreneur. Jason is an author. Jason is a speaker, motivator.
Yes, sir.
Jason, man, how did you get into your line of work?
So I started off going into the corporate world. I got my degree and got a BBA in economics from the University of North Texas. And then from there, transitioned to the corporate world. And I realized quickly that just wasn't for me. There's a lot of people in that world that love it. I always say, at the end of the day, if you wake up, have peace of mind, you love what you do, that's all that matters, right? That's the end goal, is to have peace of mind and love what you do. Wake up happy, authentically happy. And for me, that just wasn't the case. So I ran into a buddy who I told no to about an opportunity for many years. And for whatever reason, at that time, it was right. And I got started, man, and never looked back. And then through that, with the success that I've been able to have, man, I started doing a lot of speaking. And then as you know, which I'm sure we'll talk about, some events took place, it's pretty crazy. And I'm grateful how everything happened. And from there, I landed a book deal. So I got a book course workshop about to drop. And I'm just excited, man, to just make an even bigger impact than I ever even imagined.
Well, let's talk about those big life events. Let's go there. From my research, I've heard that you suffered from 2 heart attacks.
I did. And what's crazy, man.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. The first one, I didn't even know that I had a heart attack. I just had some chest pains in my heart. And then I was at the airport. I just spoke at a leadership conference. Then I'm at the airport, have crazy pains in my chest, put my bags down. And then after about 45 to 60 seconds, the pain went away. And I was like, that was weird. I was 34 at the time. So I'm like, I wasn't thinking I'm having a heart attack. You feel me? Right. And then after some things happened a little bit after that, I went and had some tests done. And sure enough, I had, so what's crazy about this right here, I had 100% blockage at my widowmaker, and my heart at the airport is when it had to have happened. My heart grew from the good side to the bad side to get blood flow over there. Otherwise, I would have gone into heart failure and died. So my body saved me.
Wow.
Is what they told me after the tests that they ran. Yeah.
So when did you have your second heart attack?
Yeah, so my second heart attack was April 4th, 2021, and that was on Easter Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. Man.
Now, from the they're saying that you died?
I did. Man, it's just wild looking back. So I hit a workout at Lifetime Fitness. I hit a leg workout, played some basketball. Now I was more so bulking back then. So like right now I'm about 210. Then I was almost 245. I didn't want to play. My boys needed me for a 3-on-3. So I was like, fine, played basketball. We got done. I left. And I thought I was breathing a little bit weird because I was heavy, you know? But sure enough, man, I'm driving. I started having the pains again that were the same pains I had at the airport. But this time they're not going away. And I just knew something wasn't right. Plus I'm getting bad headache. My arms going numb. My ability to breathe is less and less. So I told my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, I want to go to the ER clinic. Something's not right. And she's like, let's go. And man, despite the grace of God, how everything happened, it was perfect. Because Easter Sunday, I was living in Austin, Texas at the time. So there was zero traffic, like no traffic. Normally Austin, Texas is nothing but like packed roads, like crazy. It's starting to get like Houston or LA, you know, it's hard to get around. It takes a while. So now there's no traffic because it's Easter Sunday. And I Googled the closest ER clinic. There's one 5 minutes away. I got there in 5 minutes. And I run inside. I finally get there. And keep in mind, I'm having a heart attack the entire time. They're like, sir, how can we help you? And I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. And they had the audacity to ask me for my ID. I'm like, did you not? In my mind, I'm like, I just told you I'm having a heart attack and you're asking me for my ID. So I actually left my wallet in the car. So I had to run back outside, get my wallet. And then I gave them my ID, and then they rushed me to the back, hooked up the EKG, and I will never forget the look on the doctor's face when he saw like what the EKG was telling him. And he was just like, "Sir, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're suffering a severe heart attack." And in my mind, I'm like, man, I've already had a heart attack. And doctors always kind of make things extreme. So I'm just like, it's probably just another little heart attack, minor. But then after about 30 minutes on the table, I felt myself about to die. And I just remember like communicating with them over that 30 minutes about I'm feeling better. Okay, that helped. Okay, pain's coming back. Okay, I'm having a lot of trouble breathing. And then there was this, man, it got to the point where I was like, y'all got to do something. Please help me. Like, I feel like I'm about to die. God, please help me. And then I was out. I flatlined right there. Yeah. And they told me I was out for about 40 seconds. Wow. And I met my girlfriend, my mom, and myself met with the nurse that saved my life 2 weeks later. And bro, again, just alignment, man. The nurse that saved my life that was there, she only works like 1 or 2 Sundays a month. And she normally is in the ER at the hospital, and she specializes in heart attacks. So she defibbed me and did CPR, and she told me that she was praying to the Lord the whole time. And when I came back, man, she really couldn't believe it. So yeah, I had 100% blockage in the Widowmaker. And for those of you who don't know what that means, they call it the Widowmaker because if somebody has a heart attack, somebody's about to be a widow. Like it's specially named for that. So it's the LAD artery, which controls all the blood and oxygen flow to the entire body. So when that's blocked, your body's getting zero blood flow and oxygen.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot you just hit us with. And first of all, thank God you're here.
Every day I thank him. Every day.
And Jason, you're obviously here for a reason. I do want to ask you though, after the 2 heart attacks, after a death experience, you know, and coming back, how did your life change? How did you view life differently? Like, I'm pretty sure you have a total different view of life, man. Please share that with me.
Yeah, that's a great question. And I do get asked it often. I will tell you, I enjoy nice things like we all do, right? But I'll never forget getting back to the place that I used to live at in the building in downtown Austin, just going into my closet and looking around and being like, man, this stuff almost didn't matter like at all. You know, and it got me clear about being present to the moment, you know, like really enjoying life for what it is and what we have versus what we don't have, you know, true. Like, and I talk about this stuff all over, right? But negativity is natural and positivity is on purpose. And so if we're not being purposefully positive, it's easy for us to drift in a negative state or where we get in this comparison mindset. You know, like, and it's so easy right now with IG to get on IG, and I got friends with planes and all this different stuff. And it's easy to be like, man, I should be there and kind of get down on myself. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, wait a second, I just died. Like, I'm grateful to be alive. And and a lot of, and it's funny because my girlfriend and I, we would talk about it. We were like, you know, you're sitting like this all the time on your phone. And man, my girlfriend, there was a point because I kind of drifted back into the mindset of comparing. And she was like, baby, like, you were just grateful to be alive. And then we got into this, we had a conversation in regards to us being on our phones all the time because we're always working with so much stuff going on. And she's like, God forbid something happens to you and I lose you. I don't want this to be our memories. That the whole time we were together, all it was you were working, I was working, and we were never enjoying each other. And I was like, man, that's so powerful. You know, so we have times where we're just like, yo, this thing right here is going away, and I'm giving you all of me for the next hour or hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it is. And same thing with friends. Like when you go out to dinner, put your phones away, be present to the moment, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. They might not be here. We really don't. And bro, I lost my little brother to substance abuse. He was 28. He passed away December 26th, 2019, the day after Christmas. And so there's a lot of things that play in my mind there. We just never know. But I'll tell you also, man, I appreciate, and it's going to sound corny, but it's just one of those things. When I go outside and I feel the wind and I look at a blue sky or even rain, I see trees. I'm just like, I just love life.
Mm-hmm. I see that. That's dope. So I'm gonna ask you this, man. When you travel the world and you give your speeches, what's the message that you want to leave the audience with?
Man, I really encourage people to understand that they can have more, do more, and be more, and that most of us are operating at about 10% of our capacity, and usually we're in our own way. We got to get out of our own way, out of our head, and just go after it. And a lot of people, man, they stay stuck. And I love what Drake says, because everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And it's so true. Most people are just zombies walking around. Like, they hate what they do. They live for the weekend.
But how do you get out of that though? You know, because here's the thing, man, and I can just speak from experience and just living. You graduate high school, you go to college, or say you do that. If that's the path of life you took, but regardless, you end up in a situation where you have to pay bills. Yep. Okay, you end up in a situation where you may have children and you got to provide for them.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do you get out of that rut? Like, what is some simple steps, some simple ways the everyday person who has to go to work 9 to 5? It's just no question. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, they may not be doing their dream job, but
for sure,
I have to put food on the table. You know, I have to I have to take care of my children. I have things to do. What are some simple things that they can do to live life a little to the fullest?
And that is another great question, because I'm clear. Like, we have life, right? We got stuff we got to pay. We got kids. We have like these non-negotiables that we got to handle. But there's a saying: work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune, right? So you go to your job, and that's 40 hours a week. There's a lot more hours in the week than 40. Most people work 40 hours a week. So what are you passionate about? What like brings out that 5-year-old child, that 5-year-old, like that smile that makes you just feel awesome? And how can you turn that into a side paycheck, a side gig, a side hustle? It's a little less Netflix and over here grinding. It's putting the controllers away and it's grinding. It's not watching all these sports. And I mean, bro, so many people, like, they can tell you every single thing about their favorite sports team, but they don't even know about their own life technically, you know? And it's like, what are you doing around the time? Like, you go to work 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 8 to 5. Awesome. And now so you got a lot of extra time that you can do something to build a business. You know what I'm saying? You just got to find out what that niche is for you. But like, man, there's people that do e-commerce. There's so many things that you can do, but it's a grind, it's a hustle. And a lot of people don't want to go bust their butts when they get off of work because they're tired. But it's like, man, your dreams, goals, and desires don't care about your emotions and how you feel. You just got to go do it. And that's the tough thing for a lot of people to grasp, man. It's like being in jail in your own mind, and you just can't escape it. And it's also, I'll tell you this, it's also about finding a mentor who is successful in a space that can coach you to success, and who you're surrounding yourself with, what you're listening to, and who you're hanging around. I mean, it's everything.
Let me ask you this, because I know you're in the health field as well. And it goes hand in hand when I say this. How does eating and exercise, how does that play into your attitude and the way you feel about yourself?
It is everything. All right. So I'm happy you asked this. So I'm doing Andy Frasilla's 75 hard right now, and I'm on day 65. I've had not a sip of alcohol in 64 days now. Today is day 65, right? So we're almost complete with 65. I was in Vegas for 5 of those days. And I mean, to be quite transparent, bro, that was the first time I've been to Vegas sober. I was there 5 days, and I'm doing and you can't have any cheat meals, no cheat meals at all. And I'm hanging around a bunch of people that are eating whatever the heck they want. They're drinking, they're having fun, which I had a blast. But I'll tell you this, doing that, bro, I haven't been this clear in like forever. And we're talking about clarity just on another level where it got me excited, where that sparked other conversations because of how pumped I am about what I have going on, that I landed other business deals that are like, bro, with real estate, like acquiring lots with somebody that wouldn't have happened, but I had hit him up because I was so pumped up about things that were happening. And he's like, hey, if you want to join me on my venture, let me know. My boy that has a trucking company wants me to be involved with him because of my energy and my passion and my vision of what's possible. He's had so many people approach him, but he told everybody no. But he wants to bring me on because of my energy and like how he feels when he's around me. And it's like anybody is capable of doing that. But it's just about, what are you focused on? Are you focused on the things that you don't have? Are you focused on stress, anxiety, worry? Or are you focusing on the things that you can control, living your best life, using the gifts that God gave us? Because we all have gifts, just few of us truly tap into them. But bro, like being on point with the gallon of water a day, no cheat meals, bro, I'm freaking diced. I'm shredded up right now. You know, you can see on my IG, I'm probably like 5 or 6% body fat right now. I'm feeling great. And also for me, with 2 heart attacks, it's pretty important that I'm on top of my game with my nutrition, my health and nutrition. But bro, it's just like, man, when you start to gain more confidence, and not that like you have to look a certain way, like, you know, with your body, have a 6-pack to have that confidence. You really don't. It's a choice to love you. At the end of the day, you wake up and we have choices. We all make, everything is a choice, right? I hate myself. I love myself. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to put this on the station. I'm going to put that on the station. Everything is a choice. But when you're in action of bettering yourself, see, here's the thing, right? When you're in action of bettering yourself, which is making good choices, it activates the dopamine in your body. It creates those dopamine hits in your body, which makes you feel good. And when we celebrate those wins, we crave more of it. So it's like a good natural high with our own body, with our own state. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, man, everything matters. How we do anything is how we do everything.
Man, I love that. So, man, that's deep, man.
Bro, we could get deep, man. I'm telling you. I get fired up. Like I'll probably go to sleep at like 3 a.m. tonight because I'm so fired up.
But the thing is, let's get into the book. Let's get into the book.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Yeah.
It's called The Code of Behavior.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Tell me, what does that title mean? The Code of Behavior.
Yeah, I was hoping you would ask. All right, so the 10 Commandments is a code of behavior for the people, right? I'm sure at the radio station, y'all have a code of behavior or a moral code or like things that you live by that what is it called? I'm drawing a blank, but you know what I mean, right? So the Army has a code of behavior that they operate from. The Marines, same thing. Groups of friends, same thing. Individuals, same thing. It's just never been called the code of behavior before until now, right? So in the book, there's a QR code. You scan the code, and if and when you all get the book, make sure you fill it out truthfully. This way, it can actually benefit you, because if you lie on it, then you won't be coached correctly through it. So you do that. You take the test, which I mean is very simple. You just answering questions about yourself, and then you'll see what code you're operating from, and you'll start to identify why you're getting the results that you're getting. And then it's like, okay, this is where I want to be in life. So what code of behavior do I need to operate from to get to that place? So it's like, here's how I'm living day in and day out. Here's my current code of behavior, and here's the results that I've been getting, which the results that I have now is a result of everything I've done in my past up until now. That's why I currently have the results that I've got. Right. And then okay, so now I want to be here. This is what I want for my life. These are the things I want to achieve. Well, we're going to have to switch up the code of behavior, because you can't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Definition of insanity, right? So now, okay, we got to operate from a different state, think differently. And when we think different, we'll act different, right? Because how we are on the outside is a direct reflection of the inside, of our thoughts, right? Our thoughts control what we do. So then, boom, switch the code of behavior, start getting different results. You start tapping into your greatness. And that's what code is about. The code of behavior is about. And it'll walk you through my journey because when I first started my journey, my entrepreneur journey, man, I had a trash bag of clothes and lived in my boy's living room. And my health and wellness business does millions a year. And I've got multiple other things popping off now. So yeah, it's and I speak at schools. I just got a 7-school tour, a 2-day tour to speak with 7 schools, a purchase order of 550 books to do a book signing, be with the kids, hang out, and I'll be speaking at each school. At the end of the day, man, I want to impact the world, not just want to, but I'm going to. I am, and I'm going to do it on a higher level. And I'm fired up to do so. There's so many people that they need information. There's a saying, what you don't know won't hurt you. And that is nonsense, because if I didn't get all the information that I got over the years, then I'd be stuck in the same place. Right. So what you don't know will hurt you. And so I'm going to go out and I'm going to educate all different kinds of people. I mean, I don't care your age, your race, ethnicity, all of it. I want to get out there and I want to change the world, man.
That's dope.
Yeah,
man. I love your story, man. I love your story. You know, to be a millionaire who, you know, doing his own business, to have died and come back and, you know, write a book and just, like you said, want to change the world. That's just remarkable. But I want you to, because I, you know, a lot of my listeners and the people that I talk to are just common people, you know, not saying as far as ability, because everybody's got that talent and special part of them. But I'm just mean like, just, you know, they live their life regular, like a regular life, you know. Can you walk? A lot of people look at somebody like you as, oh man, what he's doing is unattainable. Or, man, that's just, he lucky. You know what I'm saying? Some people look at it as just
I love that one. You're so lucky.
you just, you know. So
oh,
but, and then I've heard what you've said. You know, you've talked about changing your eating habits. You've talked about changing your mindset. You know, you've dropped gems on that. But sometimes you just need the simple day-to-day activities. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
So there's different stages to this kind of stuff. And I'll say when I first got started, man, I was pretty much up at 5 a.m. every day. And I was working 18-hour days, sometimes 20, barely sleeping. It's like, what are you willing to sacrifice to get to the next level? We all have 24 hours in a day. We all have certain things that we're doing in those days. And you got to give up to go up, you know, like, what are you going to put to the side that doesn't serve your future? There's things that we're doing that don't serve where we want to be. So we got to put that to the side so we can fill that with the things that are going to get us to where we want to go. You know, so instead of maybe watching Monday Night Football, I was out and, you know, talking to people about getting on wellness programs, about joining me in business. It's just, you got to clear the space and then fill the space. And it's not like, I'm trying to figure out how to go, you know, where I want to go with this, because at the end of the day, a lot of times we're doing different things, but the principles stay the same. You see what I'm saying? So it's at the end of the day, get rid of what doesn't serve you. Like, if it doesn't match your future, get rid of it. And I'll tell you this, usually the hardest thing to get rid of is the thing where when you get rid of that, you're going to excel to the next level. And a lot of times we keep failing the tests over and over again. It's like, in order to get from 3rd grade to 4th grade, you got to pass a certain test, right? You got to pass 3rd grade. So now you get to 4th grade. It's the same thing with life. Just like a video game. You play a video game, your character gets to a certain level, you got to beat the boss to get to the next level, right? Same thing with life. There's one thing that is stopping us from getting to the next level. And mine was always women. That, like, chasing women in the party life is always what got me. That was always like what would keep holding me back from really catapulting to the next level. You know, sitting on dating apps and like going crazy, swiping, like, so much energy into that. It's like, no, go be successful. And whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't even, like, you can go become a teacher and that's success to you. You can become a nurse and that be success. Like I know people that are multi-millionaires and are not happy. And I know people that are school teachers and they're the most happy people in the world. It's just about fulfilling your purpose.
Man, I love that. I love that, man. Jason, we're gonna end it right there, brother.
Awesome, bro.
You tell everyone where they can go get your book, man.
Yeah, so my book will drop April 4th, exactly 1 year from the day I died, on Amazon. So go check it out on Amazon. Again, it's called The Code of Behavior. Jason Nemes. You're going to love it. I promise you. And I appreciate the support. Again, appreciate you having me on here, Zach. It's I'm very grateful that you brought me on here. You know,
no problem.
Yeah,
no
man.
problem. Story to tell. I love it, man.
Yes, sir.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, bro. You as well. You keep it up, man. You're one of the best out there from what I'm told. I've got friends in Chicago and I was like, have you heard of this station? But like, are you kidding me? They're like the GOAT. So yeah.
Dope, man. I love it. Love it, man. Shout out to you though, man. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, man. Right back at you, bro. Have a blessed evening, man.
All right.